This is the new Toyota GR Yaris. Now wait, don't switch off. I know it's a Yaris, but it's probably the most exciting car Toyota has built in ages, and I'm going to tell you all about it in this video. So here are the carwow top 10 things you need to know about the Toyota GR Yaris. There's a trend with current car design to make grills absolutely massive. We know what that is. It's because it's a last hurrah before everything goes electric, and then we don't need a car to have a grill because there's no engine to cool. And Toyota seems to have been a bit carried away with this GR version of the Yaris. It's as though their designers had just taken a chainsaw and hacked away at the front bumper and just given it a huge hole. Oh my lord. Down the sides, the car is actually 6 centimeters wider than the normal Yaris. It's got flared wheel arches. As a result, it sort of looks like a sumo wrestler squaring up to his opponent. It does have a stance. Now, you don't have the black and red stickers that you got on the old Yaris GRMN, in case you're wondering what GRMN stands for. It's Gazoo Racing, Meisters of the Nürburgring, which quite frankly is a crap name. Glad they got rid of that. What you do get though is 18-inch alloy wheels and red brake calipers. Around the back there's the obligatory hot hatch spoiler, well of course, and what looks like 2 real exhaust pipes. Now, I can't be sure, I have to wait till I've got the car with me and I can test it with a stick of truth, and then I'll let you know. But what is definitely fake is the rear diffuser. I mean, just look at it. It's just like a piece of plastic that's been stuck on. What do you think of the look of the new Toyota Yaris GR? Click on the pop-out banner up there to vote on whether you like it or whether you do not like it. The regular Toyota Yaris is only available as a 5-door, but this GR version is only available as a 3-door. Also, its roofline is about 10 centimeters lower, which, yeah, quite a lot that is. That not only makes it look sleeker and sportier, but more importantly, lowers the center of gravity of the car for improved handling. Also, because it's a 3-door, the body is therefore stiffer, which is really handy if you're going to be rallying the car, which obviously Toyota will be. So makes it be able to cope with jumps that little bit better. Then there's some other things that they fitted to the car. So it has aluminium body panels, which the normal Toyota Yaris doesn't. And get this right, it has a carbon fiber roof, like a BMW M4. I mean, that's insane having that on a Yaris. Obviously, all those changes will add to the cost. It's going to be an expensive little thing. We'll come to that later. But wow, what an incredible thing to do to a normal Yaris. The GR Yaris is powered by a 1.6 litre petrol engine with 3 cylinders, which doesn't really sound very exciting at all. But don't worry, it's turbocharged. Also, Toyota's used a heat management system so that they can push more boost in through the turbocharger without everything exploding. As a result, the car produces 261 horsepower, which is more horsepower than a Ford Fiesta ST plus an entry-level Volkswagen Up. So pretty crazy in such a small car. Now, the turbo itself isn't fitted with clever variable vane technology or anything like that, so it could feel a little bit old school and turbo laggy to drive. Though that could make it more fun, you know, when the boost suddenly builds and this little thing just takes off. I don't know, I'm gonna have to wait to drive it to find out exactly how it is, but it sure as heck sounds pretty exciting, especially for Yaris. Now, you're probably wondering why Toyota has gone and invested all this money to develop this crazy little hot hatch. Well, it's all down to the fact that they want to take it rallying in the next World Rally Championship, and in order to do that, you have to homologate the car. Basically, what that means is you have to build so many road versions with similar mechanical bits to the racing car in order for it to be able to be entered. Simple as that, been doing it for years, it's just the way it works. And the benefit is that normal people like you and me can go and buy one of these cars and effectively drive a WRC car down to the shops. Now, because they've spent so much money developing it, they've also used rally drivers in the development process to make sure it drives just right for normal people, but also obviously rally drivers. In fact, 4 times World Championship winner Tommy Mäkinen has been involved in the development of this little GR Yaris. So I think if it's good enough for him, it's probably going to be good enough for you and me. The GR Yaris is the only Toyota to get 4-wheel drive that isn't an SUV or a truck. It's also the smallest hot hatch to get 4-wheel drive, and the 4-wheel drive system isn't just a normal one taken off the shelf. It's actually been specifically developed for this car. It uses a Setron coupling with multi-plate clutches, and that helps keep the weight down. Also, it's able to send a maximum of 100% of the torque to the front or 100% to the rear. So in theory, the car could be rear-wheel drive. so long as the onboard computer tells it to be. Now in normal driving mode, it will send 60% of the power to the front wheels, but when you put it into sports mode, it will then send 70% of the power to the rear wheels for a more sporty feel. Hit track mode and then it'll evenly distribute the torque split 50-50 for maximum grip. In order to make the GR Yaris four-wheel drive, Toyota had to completely change the suspension setup, and to do that, they actually chopped off the back end of the car and fitted the rear axle from a Toyota Corolla, so it's sort of like a Franken car. It's alive, it's alive! Now the suspension that it's been given in terms of the dampers and the springs have been specifically tuned to cope with the rigours of a rally stage, so you'll be able to jump it without it all falling apart. The old Toyota Yaris GRMN had a 1.8 litre supercharged engine with 215 horsepower, and it could go from 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds, which was pretty respectable. In fact, if you'd like to see me race that car against some other small hot hatches, click on the pop-out banner up there to watch the drag race. However, this new GR Yaris is on another level. When you combine its increased performance plus its lighter weight, the result is 0 to 60 in just 5.5 seconds, which interestingly makes it quicker to 60 than the 320 horsepower Honda Civic Type R, which is just insane. Also, the top speed is 143 miles an hour, which is quick enough in a car of that size, let's be honest. And that makes it only 12 miles an hour slower than the Supra. Now, Toyota is very keen this car is very good fun to drive. That's why it comes only with a 6-speed manual gearbox. No dual clutch autos here, thank you very much. Also, the system does have a facility where it'll auto blip the throttle when you make downshifts so you don't cock up your gear changes. Are you sitting down? Because you're going to need to be, because I'm about to give you the car's price. So this GR Yaris costs £30,000, which I know what you're thinking, it's like, oh my God, what? 30 grand for a little Toyota Yaris? You must be kidding. But if you think about all the upgrades on this car, it's actually pretty decent value for money. In fact, it's what you'll spend for a Volkswagen Golf GTI with a few options on it, and that car is less powerful and less desirable if you think about it, because this little GR Yaris will be sold in limited numbers. In fact, if you want one, I'd go put your name down for one right now. And they'll start delivering them from later this year. If you'd like to spend even more money on your GR Yaris, then you're quite welcome to. In fact, for £3,500, you can add the Circuit Pack. Now, this doesn't actually increase the car's performance, which may seem bad, but what you do get is pretty cool. So, as the name suggests, it's all designed to improve the car's performance on a circuit. So what you get is a Torsen limited slip differential on the front axle and another Torsen limited slip differential on the rear axle. The car also gets retuned suspension, so it's set up rather than for snow, gravel and mud, it's more designed for hard, flat surfaces like you get on a racing circuit. As a result, when you're driving it around town, it might be a little bit more uncomfortable, but hey, who cares? What you also get included in that pack are Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tyres. So they're extra grippy, and when you combine all that stuff together with a limited slip differential and stiffer suspension, you should find it easier to put all that car's power down without it spinning up its wheels. Considering how leery this car is on the outside, you might expect that the inside would be similar, so like completely stripped out and a roll cage and all that kind of stuff. But no, it's not. It's rather like the normal Yaris. There are a few upgrades. For instance, you get sport seats to help hold you in place while you're hooning around the corners. There's a different sporty steering wheel. It's got GR badging on it and some red stitching, and you get some aluminium gear pedals, plus a nicer, chunkier gear knob. And that's your lot. Other than that, it's pretty much Yaris business as usual. So you got an infotainment touchscreen and some shiny bits of trim about the place. But overall, inside, it might not quite feel like a £30,000 car. But you probably won't care when you're hooning it about. All will be forgiven. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. It really helps us out. Also, let me know what you think about this new GR Yaris in the comments below. I'm actually looking to buy a new car and run it for a while and do lots of video content on it. Could this be the car for me to get? Maybe it is. I'm actually close to buying a Suzuki Jimny and tuning it up, but maybe I shouldn't. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Now, if you want to watch more videos, click on the boxes there. And I want to tell you about this. We have just launched our new CarWow merchandise. So if you look into the video, you should see the different options that we've got available, t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that.